I would like to share with you the main things that helped me to go from completely terrified, heartbroken, without hope, suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome, to be able to feel calm, joy, peace and happiness, even in the midst of a really extremely hard, difficult, nightmarish-like life situation. So, one of the main aspects is what I would call a mapping of my own personal history and beliefs, and to just understand better the workings of my mind and realizing all these filters, basically realizing what I'm not. The next step would be to just land in the present moment, and then starting to observe the thoughts, and then to have the courage to feel that which is without resistance. Those are the main things. And yes, it's both extremely hard and extremely simple. It's hard at first because we're so used to getting carried away by our thoughts, with our identifications and seeing the world and ourselves through filters. But once you start to really look at yourself, it's so apparent. It's the most obvious thing there is, because you can't be anything else than yourself, really. So I could really recommend this process, that you start by identifying what you're not. And to do this, for instance, so what is the essence? What is the essence of something? It's that which you cannot remove. For instance, if you take a cup of coffee, you can serve it in a glass or in a cup, it's still coffee. You can serve it with or without sugar, with or without milk, it's still coffee. But if you were to remove the ground cocoa beans and the water, it would not be coffee anymore. So you could say that the essence of coffee is ground coffee beans. Did I say cocoa beans before? Ground coffee beans and water. So to find out your essence, a good way to start is to identify everything that you're not. And a good way to do this is this exercise of asking yourself, am I my thoughts? No, I have thoughts. I'm not my thoughts, because I am still here when I'm not thinking or when I'm dreaming. And what about, identifications? What about your physical body, your nationality, your belongings, your abilities and disabilities? Start asking about all these things that you somehow identify with and see if you can remove them. I would say just about everything you can actually remove, and you're still you. But this is something you have to find out for yourself. You cannot be told what you are. You have to experience it for yourself. You don't have to wait until you completely finish this process to actually be present. This is like they go hand in hand. So as you identify what you're not, you more and more often land in the present moment. You observe your thoughts and you start to feel courageously that which is there without resisting, without trying to flee or attack or, hide. So those things have helped me, I'd say, the most in all my life. And I've tried, oh my God, so many things, so many courses and retreats and teachings and books and meditations and you name it. But it wasn't until I really had this huge, complete breakdown, that my life completely crashed and everything that I cared about, loved and identified with was taken away from me, that I started to really question, who am I? If everything that I thought was me was taken away, what does actually remain? And at the same time, I started to practice in being more present, becoming friends with the present moment, observing my thoughts. But I would say the final thing that really sort of solidified my experience of my essence was when I did not have resistance anymore to wholeheartedly feel even the most horrible things, the things that I had the most resistance to. I can really recommend to go on this journey of self-discovery. I would even go as far as to say it's the most important thing in life, to know yourself.